Greetings, YouTubers! There it is in all its glory, a 2002 Nissan Xterra, my next little project that I picked up for $400. Yeah, but you know, sometimes these things are too good to be true. It does have a little bit of a problem. I think it does have a blown head gasket, but I don't think there's anything I can't fix. But let's take a look at it here. It is a 2002 3.3 Nissan Xterra. You know, Nissan looks pretty good yet for an older vehicle. Tires are in pretty decent shape. The body's in really good shape. The thing that sold me on this was the paint job. No rust whatsoever, hardly on the body. It's really hard to find these nowadays without any rust. You can see the rocker panels are in terrific shape. We'll look at the inside in a second, and as I walk around the back of it here, looks really good. There's the back of it. It just has a regular hatch. It doesn't have the glass where it opens up like a lot of my Explorers and the Envoy, Trailblazers, and you can see it kind of opens up like that. It's got just a little bit of rust back here, but that is nothing to worry about. I can clean that up, no problem. There's the inside there, the back of it. Like I said, we'll look at it in a second. I'll give you a nice little walk around first. There's the nice Nissan badge there, and here is a look at this side. Like I said, the body is really straight. I'm really impressed with this thing. Being where I live, things rust out so easy. It's going to be nice not have to worry about working on body work, painting, and filling in rust holes and all that. And let's look underneath real quick. There's the frame. Frame looks really good, just a little bit of rust. Nothing compared to some of the other vehicles I've had in the past where the frame is just in horrible shape. All the way up through there. Skid plate's actually in good shape, which is kind of impressive. And there's the look at it up under there. So far, you can even see the rocker panels are solid. No problems there. And I really like that a lot because rocker panels can be just a bear to replace because the metal here is pretty thin and it's really hard to weld a lot of times, so you have to use pop rivets or whatever. The only thing I don't like about it is it's got hand crank windows. I know some of you are going to be saying, whatever, but it has hand crank windows. It's kind of a plain Jane Nissan Xterra, and also the front of it here, it doesn't have the factory fog lights. It just has this little cutout place here. So I'm going to fix it up, drive it for a while, and maybe sell it or trade it off and get me one that does have the fog lights and the power windows. They even actually made these with a factory supercharger, if you can believe that. So I'd like to get me one of those with an automatic. So I'm just going to continue to roll with the video here. Here's a look at the hubs. Now these are 15-inch tires. I was really surprised. I thought these had 17s and 16s, but these are it's a 15-inch tire, which will be a little bit cheaper to buy. And you can see the hubs, I don't have to do anything. You just pull a handle on the inside and you're in four-wheel drive. This thing was taken care of. I am the third owner of this. The second owner only had it for about a year when the head gasket blew, and he said he didn't want to deal with it. So it's set for about 8 months under a tree. And you can see it's just, the squirrels have been in it, underneath of it. And believe it or not, it starts right up. It just smokes a little bit. And it's got Milkshake on the dipstick. Here's a look at the inside. Let me take the key out real quick so it doesn't beep on us. And you can see the seats are in really good shape. And here's the rocker here on this side. Really good shape. Just needs a good cleaning on the inside. And there's a look at the radio. CD player don't work. Dash is in terrific shape. Now, one thing I always look at when I buy vehicles, I did buy this on Facebook Marketplace, so this was basically where I buy most of my vehicles now. I used to go on Craigslist and buy a lot of vehicles, but since they started charging $5, it seems like a lot of people aren't on there no more. And I've actually got a video on there right now, not a video, a car for sale on the Craigslist, and I paid the $5, you know, to do it right, and I've only had one response in the last 3 weeks, so I think Craigslist now is kind of a thing in the past. Okay, now for me, the deal breaker normally is the windshield or the windscreen. I always look to make sure it's in good shape. If there's a crack in it, typically it has to be replaced, and that could be about $300. You got to factor all this in when you buy a vehicle, taxes, license, and all that. And a $300 windshield is a pretty big investment on a used vehicle if you're not paying that much for it. So this is something you got to kind of keep in mind. The headlights are a little dirty. I don't know if I can clean those up. Let's see. Yeah, we might be able to. I don't know. What would you guys use on these headlights? Give me some opinions and comments in the section below. Everything works, and you can see on this side the headlights pretty foggy, nasty. Let's go back inside here real quick. So we saw the front of it. We got a couple nice cubby holes here. We got something that kind of opens sideways, and down here we have another handle, and we have a 12-volt charger here. I didn't even notice that last night. Well, that's kind of nice. Got that there, and we got one up here. And we got two other holes here. I'm not sure what they're for, but we got two airbags. One on this side, one on this side. And we even get a manual with it. How about that? Nissan manual. So, the other downside is, besides the head gasket, is the headliner. It's sagging down, but I can redo this. It'll look like new for about $30 or $40. All these Nissans do that. It is nothing unusual. And for the seats, we just have a recliner seat here. And actually, these seats are pretty comfortable, considering. And you got a little handle here. Very simple to operate. And of course, we got our hand crank windows here. So some people like these, you know. Maybe I'm just getting lazy. I don't know. And we got a lot of cubby holes here. So I don't want this video to be too long, so what we're going to do is look at the engine real quick, and I'm going to show you the Milkshake. You know, Milkshake brings all the mechanics to the parts store, right? Alright, so there we go. Let's get this sucker up in the air a little bit. There we go. And there's the engine. It is a 3.3. Let's see if we can see the sticker here. There we go. Nice 3.3. And there's a battery that was on it when I got it, over 8 years old, that I just did a review on. Now here is the dipstick. Let me show you the Milkshake. Actually, if you look right there, you see that yellow? That's some of the Milkshake last night that puked out on me. But you can see the dipstick here is just, we've got a head gasket problem. So very typical. A lot of these do this. They will break. Now, I can start this up. It'll run just fine. I don't want to run it very long. So I'm going to go ahead and start this up. I do have a small exhaust leak on this side. No big deal. But I'm going to get a head gasket set. And it comes with all the gaskets that I need. And you can see the squirrels have just been having a good old time here. I'm going to have to power wash it, clean it off real good before I start working on it. So let's go ahead and start this up. Inspection sticker is still good for another month. Find my keys here. And it's got two little keys. So we're not going to let it run very long, so let's go ahead and start it up. It may miss a little bit. Starts right up. 214,000 miles. So, when we're idling here fairly nicely, let's give it some fuel and see if we get any smoke coming out of the tailpipe. We got a little bit starting already, you can see right here. But she's definitely got a head gasket problem. And listen how nice this engine still sounds, besides the exhaust leak. And I'll pull the dipstick out. You can probably see this stuff kind of being puked out a little bit. Nope. But when it gets warm, it'll start puking out the dipstick holder. So basically, we've got a head gasket. Now, I don't know which side the head gasket's bad on this. I'm going to shut this off real quick. But it doesn't matter. If I'm going to tear it down, I might as well just do the entire thing. But you can see it runs really good. you would never know it was a head gasket was bad on this. Let's go ahead and shut it off real quick. All right. So I think we're gonna have some fun with this. I'll probably drive it for a while through the winter months. These things run forever. We do have a distributor up here. We have a lot of, like I said, squirrels have been just having a field day climbing all over this. I don't see any wires chewed or anything. I checked everything on the inside. Everything works, so that's good to know. And the inner fenders are in good shape. Hood's in good shape, although it's missing the little insulating foam piece that goes here. And it looks like it's fairly simple to work on now. I know it's going to take a little while for me to get to the head gasket on this thing, so I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning this up a little bit and checking some things on it. And as we look at the transmission dipstick here, transmission fluid is in really good shape, nice and clean still, believe it or not. Now, I originally had thought maybe this thing had the radiator where the transmission fluid gets into the coolant, and this is what I was probably seeing from Milkshake, but no, I didn't get that lucky. It turns out it is a head gasket that is bad on this, and the transmission fluid stays right where it should for level wise, so it is not leaking. And actually, you know, I'm gonna take a chance and start this one more time. The head gasket is blowing, and you can see the exhaust popping back up through this radiator cap here. Let me go start it real quick and show you guys. Okay, she's running. You can see that it's exhaust gas blowback. It even smells like gasoline. I haven't put a pressure tester on it, but there's really no point at this point. Alright, so you put that back together, still see fumes coming out of there after it's shut off. So I'm going to end up draining the oil out of this thing and start working on this. So I'm going to be doing a video on the head gasket replacement on these. They're kind of involved. You got these weird head bolt torque sequence that you got to go through. But from everybody I talked to, they said it's pretty easy to work on this engine. The only thing I'm worried about, shut the door, beep beep beep, is the manifold gaskets. I don't know the best way to get those loose from the head there. I'll have to do some more research. I may have to go underneath and take out the 3 bolts down there and pull the manifold off with the head. I don't know. Then take off the manifold, and when it's off and the head, separate them when they're out of the vehicle. Not sure yet, but I'm going to slowly be working on this over the next week or so, and I'll have some updates on this project. My question to you guys is, have you ever had a Nissan Xterra? Do you like them? Looks like it's ready to get on the road. It just begs drive me. I really love those tires too. They're really big and wide for 15-inch tires. So I'm actually going to put some fog lights right about here on it. I'm going to get some of that paint and bumper paint. I'm going to shine this up, make it look really good. And this here is, actually you can probably put a little winch here or something on it. But underneath here real quick, we'll look at the underneath, and you can see it's really clean. Just some surface rust. Probably one of the nicer Nissans of this age I've seen that has a really decent frame and body on it. Alright, before we end the video here, let's look in the back real quick. I want to show you on the top here also, real quick. You got a place here to put stuff, storage. I don't have the cap that goes on this. Someone said there's supposed to be a cap up here. I don't know how it would work, but you can see it's just really dirty. It's filthy from being under a tree. And this side, you know, the seat's almost pristine yet, but the back of it is also in excellent shape. Great rocker panels. So nice to not have to worry about body work on a vehicle. Seems like every vehicle I've gotten, I've had to do something. And the seats are in good shape in the back. And there's another cigarette lighter, a hole for my phone or whatever. And let's look at the back here real quick. There's the gas lid. And actually no one's tampered with it. A lot of these you'll see someone will take a screwdriver and lock this out of here, and I don't know why they do that. Maybe it's a gas pump handle issue. They're trying to put gasoline, or probably trying to steal your gasoline. I don't know. All right, now we'll open up the back of it here, and you can see we got pretty decent room back here. Little cubby hole, and I got a little trinket here. How about that? Got a pair of pliers for free. Speakers in the back, which I did not know. That's kind of nice. We got speakers back here too. But you can see how the headliner is kind of sagging down. I actually have a video online on my channel about how to do a headliner this big. It takes a little patience and some time to do it, but it can be done. So that's the whole fun of doing things yourself, and satisfaction in sharing the video, showing other people how to do it. So that's about it, guys. What do you think about my new Xterra, my project? Oh, by the way, it's got a brand new tire on the back for a spare. Check that out. Practically a brand new tire still. And the frame is in good shape back here. Got a nice tow package here. Not going to tow the biggest thing in the world, but it will tow, let's see, max ton gross weight 500 pounds. I have to look in the book and see exactly how much you can tow. Well, this actually says 5,000 pounds right here. Okay, that's nice. And you can see sometimes, you know, people get desperate. They use clothes hangers and wires to hold up the exhaust. That's certainly the case there. So that'll be coming off, but I'm not sure why they even got that there. Must be a hanger broken, but there's the rest of the frame in good shape. Hardly any rust. And these tires are all the same size and they're mates, which is kind of interesting because every vehicle I get has mixed match tires. So good tread yet, pretty decent tread. There's a look at the frame there. So impressive. All right, guys, so that's it. What do y'all think about this? Do you like the Nissan Xterra? Would you have one? Would you buy one? Any tips I should know about? Let me know in the comment section below. And then thanks for watching. And before we go, one other quick interesting thing is it does have a distributor cap. So being in 2002, all the other vehicles I've had didn't have a distributor cap, but this one does. So after we evict some squirrels here, make sure they're all gone, we're going to clean this up and start working on the head. And we'll see how this goes. So if you want to see updates, please subscribe to my channel so you'll know when I am posting and all that good stuff. And I hope you enjoyed this little quick look at my new project, the Nissan Xterra. Like I said, I've never had one, but I've had a Nissan back in the 80s. Little Nissan Maxima. That car never let me down, so we'll see how this one does. So until my next video, guys, I will see you later.